Oh, hi. I'm a smart investor. I dare say that because I understand the cryptocurrency markets and I am up to date on every new development, fintech and blockchain ecosystem. All because I watch the Inside Blockchain show on Cryptotvplus. Every Monday morning, Cryptotvplus brings you news headlines of top stories, interview with an expert, and give you detailed market analysis to enable you make the right business moves. Now you too can become a smart investor if you don't miss it. The Inside Blockchain Show, only on Cryptotvplus.
Are you there? It's your boy. No, sorry, it's your daddy, Mr. Macaroni. Keep watching Crypto TV Plus if you want to be doing well, especially. You get me now? Alright, you're doing well.
Hello and welcome to the program. You're watching Inside Blockchain live from Crypto TV Plus. My name is Bobby Adike. And yes, it's another exciting episode of the Inside Blockchain. Today is Monday, the 30th of the month of May, 2022. And we're so excited. We are so very much excited to announce that the blockchain cryptocurrency awareness tour, which is being organized, which is powered by Crypto TV Plus alongside Binance, is only 4 days away. It's slated to hold on the 4th of June 2022 by 9 a.m. at the Amadio Event Center. If I were you, I would not miss this program for anything in the world. You can quickly sign up for the BCAT, and just to put it out there, registration is free of charge. Just tap the link in the video description below and sign up for this event. It promises to be power-packed. We have a lot of heavyweight blockchain experts, fintech experts, cryptocurrency experts, CEOs, and the whole package. It promises to be power-packed. So do well to sign up with the link in the video description. So on today's episode of the Inside Blockchain, we'll be speaking to a very significant man who has done remarkably well, not just in the blockchain space, but in the financial payment space. He is no other person but Mr. Franklin Peters. Mr. Franklin Peters is a finance coach, a blockchain expert, an entrepreneur, as well as the founder of Boundless Pay. Now, he's also the vice president of the Stakeholders in Blockchain Technology Association of Nigeria, also known as CBAN. Now, Franklin, through his company Boundless Pay, which is one of Nigeria's fast-growing blockchain startups, he has created alternative limitless payment solutions. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Now, his accuracy in projecting blockchain trends and evolutions is the reason why he is popularly known as the blockchain oracle. Franklin, you're welcome to the Inside Blockchain. How are you today?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me today.
This is actually the second time we're having the opportunity to host the one and only blockchain oracle on the Inside Blockchain show. I just hope the blockchain gods have a lot to, dish out to the viewers out there.
Sure. Always.
Well, that's fantastic. So now we understand that you're one of the speakers, one of the guest speakers at the forthcoming Binance Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Awareness Tour, which is slated to hold on the 4th of June. So tell us, what's your experience? What's your expectations for this event? You are a speaker. You're a regular speaker at different blockchain and crypto events, not just in Nigeria, but across the world. So what are your expectations for this event? Just help us with that.
All right. So first of all, I would say it's a very huge privilege to be part of this dispensation in terms of blockchain awareness across Nigeria and Africa. I remember a couple of years ago, I was part of the BCAT store. I think the first versions of it. I was part of the one that happened in Port Harcourt, and then one that happened in I wasn't there, present, but some of my team members represented us in the one that happened in OAU, right? And it's very
Okay.
interesting to see how big and how large a movement that came up as an idea, by the Crypto TV team, has become so large to the point that it's attracting big brands, like Binance, and it goes to show that it's not, you just have to start. Once you're at the right track, somehow you get to have a bigger stuff that is bigger than what you ever dreamt of. And so, this year's version of Binance BCAT, or Campus BCAT, is going to be super interesting, to me specifically, because it's happening in the city where I grew up, Enugu State, Nigeria. Is my
Yeah.
city, my home city. I regard it as home. And since I left the country, I've actually not been to Nigeria, right? Even though I've spoken in a couple of events virtually, but this one I said I'm going to be there live and direct, just so that,
Live and direct.
yes, so that I can feel the impact myself. And the southeast part of Nigeria is filled up with lots of enthusiastic youth. People actually think that we have more of enthusiastic youth in Lagos, maybe because Lagos is the commercial capital of Nigeria. But in my opinion, I've dealt with, I've lived, I grew up in Enugu. There are lots of enterprising people who are doing great things across the world from Enugu State. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. I'm number one, right? I grew up there.
Yeah.
I'm doing great stuff. There's Ugochukwu Arono, right? The CEO of Zen Finance, grew up in Enugu State, and he's done great stuff in the blockchain and tech space. There is Brian Okorie, who is doing some great stuff, in the media arm aspect of stuff. And there are lots of people, Oscar Nwokeji, people are doing heavy things, right? Heavily, that came out of Enugu State and the eastern part of Nigeria. And awareness like this would go a long way to attract and kind of unite young folks who have been doing things individually, right? That's the significance of it. Is the fact that if you go to Lagos, you see people working in clusters. You see people that have come to form communities, working together, and they have a loud voice that people are recognizing all over the world, right? And same is happening in Port Harcourt as well. But somehow, the difference between these zones and Enugu State is that I feel like everybody is doing their thing, right? They have not built up that culture of coming together to have a voice that is as loud as what they are doing. And I feel that these campus BCATs, in my opinion, is going to get people to, hey, Chuka, so you understand blockchain? Yeah, I understand blockchain. Oh, you are here.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day,
Exactly. That kindred spirit.
Yeah, just like what happened, in the past BCAT events just before COVID, truncated the movement. What used to happen is that at the end of every BCAT event in every location, there is a campus community that gets created, right? So that even after the event is over, the movement continues. So now it's not just about universities. Of course, that ASU strike is currently on and people are home. So it's not going to be about campuses now, but about the city itself, right? And the same way Lagos is the is the leading force in the whole of the western part of Nigeria. That is how Enugu is the leading force in the whole of eastern part of Nigeria. And anything that happens in Lagos affects the rest of the western part of Nigeria, same as Enugu. So if the trend kicks off in Enugu, it's easily going to spread across the other parts of Nigeria.
Oh, simply amazing, Franklin. So in addition to you being one of our speakers at the BCAT event, we also understand that Boundless Pay is one of the headline sponsors and strategic partners of this event. So now let's digress a little bit. Now, when you look at the role of blockchain technology as to how it can be applied to cross-border trade and payments, I think that's a very good position for your startup Boundless Pay. Now, the conversation has always been, when you look at Africa, when you look at Nigeria, when it comes to cross-border trade, cross-border payments, how do you onboard or how do you convince traders who have little or no knowledge about blockchain to abandon fiat and embrace digital money? Let me put it that way. How do you think this issue can be addressed?
All right. If you come from the angle of the bottlenecks they face, right? Trying to do cross-border payments, I don't think you have to. You have a lot of job to do in convincing them. A trial convinces them. Currently, we have a good number of people who use Boundless Pay for cross-border payments. Earlier today, I spoke with somebody in Oklahoma who uses Boundless Pay to send money back home, like almost every week. He sends money to either his mom or his cousin or his sis, or maybe to church for support, and he does it seamlessly. When he came across Boundless Pay and used it for the first time, he was surprised. He was like, so cross-border payments could be this easy. I'll give you two options that they usually explore. First, he said he'd travel, I'll use the word travel, all the way to a different city in his country where he lives, right? To meet with someone that he usually gives cash. So he gives cash to the person. The person then helps him with the remittance. Maybe the person has a bank account in Nigeria, and then the person kind of authorizes a payment from his account to the recipient. Yeah. And since the second option is maybe using alternatives like Wise and other platforms as well. But the difference now is that he has to pay tax, he has to pay some fees, and it's not very convenient for him to use those platforms or his friend. But since he came across Boundless Pay, he had a way to buy coins like BNB and USDT easily, right? But you could say, how about he sending the cryptocurrencies to his family members and then they convert it in Nigeria and use it? Don't think that everybody understands the technicalities of these things the same way you do, right? So what he does is send the coins into Boundless Pay, and then he will use Boundless Pay to disburse the payment into the different bank accounts of the recipients, and they quickly receive Naira in their account, in their bank account. So he simply tells them, I've sent money to you. So on the other end, they receive Naira in their bank account, while him on his end, what he sent was crypto. You understand? So there's no hard and fast truth to the fact that it solved a huge problem for him. The first time he used it and he understood it, he started talking to his friends about it. And right now we have a couple of persons from him using the same app to solve to send money across. And aside from him, we have people from South Africa and other parts of the world using it for the same purpose. I think it was last month, someone used it in Dubai, and since then he has been preaching the gospel. So that's the reason why our growth is a bit fast on that aspect. So when it comes to global remittance, we have people from across the world, from Nigeria, all over the world, who have businesses. Maybe they want to do importation back into Nigeria from China or from US or somewhere. Maybe they have their family members in the US that maybe are students, or there are people in US or China or Asia, anywhere, and they want to send money back home, right? So there's always a need for remittance. It always happens, and it to surprise you to know that the volume that happens in global remittance, annually, right, is alarming, because there's need for it, huge need for it. So there's got to be a platform that bridges that gap between fiat and crypto and finds a way to solve that problem of remittance, such that when you send the money, you can track it, you can always go back to see the history, and you pay very low transaction fees. So yeah, it's a niche we're happy to cover, and we keep building, we keep advancing. Sometime next month, we should be unveiling our virtual card service. So you'll be able to use your cryptocurrencies, your cryptocurrency to pay for services online, subscribe for stuff. We also unveiling of our products or utilities in the app, which is what they call it, payment links. So if you have a business and you do business with somebody, you can simply copy your payment link, send it across to the person, and you can choose if you want to receive the money in fiat or in crypto. So the person makes the payment, just scans the wallet and makes payment into the wallet, and you quickly receive fiat into your local bank account. And these bank accounts could be in Nigeria or some other countries that we support. So that's what we're doing.
Wow, that's amazing. A lot of a lot of use cases there. So we still have other topics to tackle, but we'll just take a quick commercial. Stay with us. When I made my first $10,000 trading cryptocurrencies, I thought that was the high point. But little did I know that was just the beginning. Everybody wants financial freedom, but only few have the audacity to go the extra mile. There is no easy path to success. You just need to carve out your own unique path. For some people, cryptocurrency trading is too complicated, but I found a way to make it very easy. Do you want to shape your way to unlimited finance? Catch me live at the Binance Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Awareness Tour, BCAT Africa, happening on the 4th of June 2022, 9 a.m. at the Amadio Event Center, Enugu State, Nigeria. BCAT is set to empower millions of people with blockchain knowledge and financial freedom. Discover the future.
Hello, my name is Chiki and I'm the Bull of the Bullet.
Keep watching Crypto TV Plus.
Don't touch that dial. Peace.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Inside Blockchain live from Crypto TV Plus. And today's edition of the Inside Blockchain, we're excited to bring to you the Binance Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Awareness Tour event, the biggest blockchain event out of Africa. And yes, it's happening live at the Amadio Center, Enugu State, Nigeria by 9 a.m. Do well to sign up with the link in the video description below. And yes, we had the opportunity to talk to one of our guest speakers for this explosive event, if I can put it that way. He's no other person but Franklin Peters, an entrepreneur, a computer scientist, and the CEO of Boundless Payup. So before we went on a commercial, Franklin, you were talking about some of the solutions that you're providing with your startup, Boundless Pay. And we understand that there are numerous use cases and numerous applications of the blockchain technology, just like you mentioned, being able to make processes seamless, being able to make payments in crypto and receive it in fiat. Now, we want to understand a bit more as it relates to cryptocurrency regulations. Now, I believe you must have come across the document that was released by the Nigerian Security and Exchange Commission that provided a regulatory framework for virtual asset providers in Nigeria, and not just in Nigeria, for virtual asset providers that focused on Nigerian investors. So if you've had the opportunity to go through that document, what are your thoughts as it relates to some of the key highlights in that document, such as for you to start up a crypto project in Nigeria at the moment, you need to have at least 530 million naira to pay for your registration and every other requirement that is there. What are your thoughts on this as it relates to your startup?
All right, so I went through that document and it was heart-wrenching to see that even up to now, there is no, I mean, when I read stuff, I read the spirit behind it. I don't read things from the surface, right? In my opinion, that is not in any way favorable to Nigerian startups. It's more like,
yeah, and you made it very public, because I came across an article you published on Medium, very insightful.
Yeah, thank you. So I had to publish. I had to just dump that there, and I hope. Yeah, I don't just hope. I know. It's achieved the purpose for which I wrote it, because I was speaking with someone that advises. He's my friend here in Dubai. He's working with Nigerian government with regards to
Okay.
the e-naira, and he told me that the last meeting they had, that they are working on one of the things I mentioned in my publication. And if you read the
Okay.
publication, you would see that I don't just write publications. I don't just publish. I don't just kind of bring the problems to light. I also talk about the solutions that should be applied so that it's complete. So if you
Mm-hmm.
look at the solution aspect, the solution that I preferred, one of the major things I highlighted there, they are working on it and it's going to go live very soon, and that is the CBN. So I'm happy. I was happy when I heard it. So my reaction generally is that it's the standard at which they placed it is not going to be favorable to every startup. And the truth is that every country's economy is built on the enterprising youth, or the enterprising population, the people who are not dependent on the government support to be able to put food on their table. The people, the entrepreneurs who are able to come up with solution, be it in technology, in medicals, in agriculture, whatever it is. As far as you're able to come up with something that generates wealth for you without you depending on the government, this is the real foundation upon which every economy stands. Because if everybody decides to depend on the government, we are all going to, suffer really heavily, because at the end of the day, they don't really care about us. So for you to come up with a regulation for an industry that is budding, right? The blockchain and crypto industry is budding, is at a
It's
stage where,
emerging. Yeah, it's still developing.
yeah, at a stage whereby a little support that is offered, official support, right? Because without an official support, we've been thriving, right? A little official support
Mm-hmm.
push from the government could skyrocket the industry and increase our GDP, improve people's life, employ more people. But then you come up with something that would make people to be scared, like shy away or maybe die. I'm talking about their companies die. I don't think it's right.
Yeah.
The second thing I didn't mention in that publication is the fact that there is no uh, correlation, or there is no agreement between that regulation with CBN. CBN's stance is still where it has always been. Banks, please do not do any business with blockchain and cryptocurrency traders and exchangers, right? So I spent $1.5 million to get a license from SEC, and then the banks still
Mm-hmm.
tells me I can't work with you. Now, what's the significance of the license? What's the benefit? Nothing. Because for every business, any business to work, there are three things. Number one, the business itself. Number two, your customers. Number three, where you will receive the money your customers will pay you. You understand? So if there is no way
Yeah.
for you to receive funds, or to freely do transactions, then no matter the kind of license you have, it doesn't make any sense. I'd rather CBN brings out that license, and I use it, and I'm sure that it affords me the opportunity to work with banks and to accept payments from people, do integrations and all, than I go towards the SEC aspect. Then the third thing about the stuff is the fact that I don't think they fully understand the blockchain space. I mean, this is not cliche. Everybody have been saying it. Oh, they don't understand the space. Even them, they say we are trying to understand the space. Is fast becoming a cliche, but that's the truth, right? If they do understand the space, they will understand that some part of the clauses in that document that talks about what do you call it? crowdfunding, that is ICO, right? The way it is built, you can't tell people to maybe when you get regulated, remember you paid $1.5 million to be regulated, you get a license, and then you want to do a crowdfunding. The same people that give you license, they are telling you that the maximum amount you can raise should not be, is it 20 times or 100 times your share capital size?
10 billion.
Yes. So yeah,
Can't raise more than 10 billion.
Okay, you can't raise more than 10 million, but I think they connected it as well to your share capital, right? So if your share capital is 1 million naira, it means you can't raise more than 10 million. But dude, I gave you $1.5 million for this license, but I can't raise up to 10 million naira. That is not up to $20,000. Does it make any sense?
I feel if I can just chip in, I feel the idea behind this is to checkmate some of the excesses of the key bad players of the industry, because they feel that if they make the requirements a bit stringent, it will serve as a filter to know those who actually want to create projects that will stand the test of time. So I feel that's the idea behind it. I'm not speaking on their behalf, but I'm just being objective here.
That's the idea, but they are not getting it right. I gave you $1.5 million. So for someone to pass through that regulatory requirements, regulation is different from license, right? Regulatory requirements requires that you have some set of people in your board, right? Who are competent, your what do you call it? A compliance. Your co-founder has to meet a certain requirement, your board of directors, your board of advisors. So you've gone through that stringent process. Then you pulled out $1.5 million and gave to them, and then you are checkmating how much I can raise, and you are limiting me to raising 20 million naira, or 10 million naira. There's no, it doesn't make any sense, because that 1.5 million already shows you that I'm here for business, right? It shows you that it gives you like a security deposit. It should act as a security deposit. One more thing, what's the money for? I just pay for license and that is it. Normally, of course, it's supposed to be as a security deposit, just so if something happens in the future to the company, from there, an insurer, it's like an insurance fund for anybody that may lose money. So that's what it's supposed to be. So if you tell me I should raise 20 million, and then aside from that, right, when I raise these funds, they also expect me to leave a chunk of the fund with a third party, what's the word now? Trustee, a third party trustee that will now hold the fund and now disburse it back to me based on my needs. When the actual cryptocurrency and ICO ecosystem requires that when you raise funds, you add liquidity on the pool, so that when people that raise the money from wants to trade, there's enough liquidity in the market for them to sell. So are they going to come to Sex House and knock, I want to sell this coin? So I raise the funds and I'll now go and take money from another person to now. But so it's so disjointed, and it doesn't, I'm sorry to use that word, doesn't make any sense in my opinion. I'm not saying that they wasted their time or that they don't know what they're doing, but I think they need to go back to the table, really study the blockchain and cryptocurrency ecosystem, and come up with something that makes sense for the industry.
Oh, that's simply amazing, frankly. And just to add to what you said, the last episode of the Inside Blockchain, our guest, we had this same conversation where we actually spoke about issues like this. That's Barrister Olale Oladimeji. So he made a very strategic and concise recommendation. He said the solution to this SEC regulatory framework is for the SEC, the CBN, and the key players in the Nigerian blockchain space, the very key players. It's for them to come together to have a roundtable discussion to see ways on how to improve and even build on these documents to ensure that both parties, arrive at a very favorable solution. So I still stand by that. I think at this point, that's what needs to be done, because there's no way a startup will come up with an amount, like 530 million naira just to register, along with some other requirements. Very stringent process. But we look for a roundtable, a meeting where they can come together and just settle this. So we still have other things to talk about. Before we wrap it up, we'll take a brief look at the current crypto market, and we'll also touch a bit about some of the some things to expect from Boundless Pay at the forthcoming BCAT event. But before we get into that, we'll take a breather. Stick around.
Over the years, the rise in cybercrime and internet fraud has increased on a rapid momentum. Research has shown that losses from identity theft cases cost over $502.5 billion in 2019 and has increased by 42% to $712.4 billion in 2020. In Nigeria alone, research showed about 5.5 trillion naira has been lost to fraud, cybercrimes in 10 years, leading global losses to over $1 trillion. A recent report from the FBI listed Nigeria as the 16th country was affected by cybercrime, and the rising number of scammers in the country is somewhat of a new phenomenon. But the high rate in unemployment has fueled the need for youth to engage in fraudulent activities, and it's on a major rise, all for just one reason: to survive. How can we survive in this world of chaos? Changing the narrative. In the year 2019, a group of crypto enthusiasts went on a missionary journey to enlightening youth, basking in the geography and demography of school campuses about the cryptocurrency and blockchain and its many, many opportunities. The BCAT movement. BCAT is a program designed to expose minds, both old and young, to the fabric of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, bridging the gap between ignorance and knowledge, opening the path to financial freedom and opportunities in the world of crypto. With over 1 billion people in Africa, blessed with the strongest youth populations in the world, and filled with vast amounts of natural resources, yet one of the most impoverished regions in the world, there is a need to embrace tools that will enable Africans to compete at a fair level with others across the world. If over 60,000 Nigerians can be reached in the past BCAT, the potentials for BCAT Africa are in a way limitless. This year, we're taking it a notch higher. Join us at the biggest, largest, and loudest blockchain gathering in Africa, Blockchain Cryptocurrency Awareness Tour BCAT Africa, where we unveil the reality and opportunities of cryptocurrency in flesh. Happening live on the 4th of June at Amadio Event Center, Enugu, Nigeria. 9 a.m. prompt. Do you want to learn about blockchain and cryptocurrency? Network with experts in the field. Discover the evolution of future finance? Then you should not miss this. BCAT Africa. Discover the future.
Hello, my name is Chiki and I'm the boy of the bullet.
Keep watching Crypto TV Plus.
Don't touch that. Peace.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Inside Blockchain live from Crypto TV Plus. And yes, we're about to wrap it up today. We have been discussing with the Chief Executive Officer and founder of Boundless Pay, Franklin Peters, an entrepreneur, a computer scientist, a business coach, a finance coach. I mean, his resume is quite extensive. So we've been talking about the Boundless Pay and also some of the implications of the SEC's regulatory framework, and he made some very specific observations about that. So right now we want to look at briefly, Franklin. It's very obvious that right now we're in a full-blown bear market. What are your projections for crypto investors, institutional investors, traders, and experts, such as yourself? What step would you recommend for every crypto trader out there? How do we, or how can someone actually survive in this bear market? What are your recommendations, briefly?
All right. So first of all, this is not just a bear market. It's beginning of a new global economic cycle. Every 10 years, there's usually the years of the plenty and the years of famine. I would use the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just got
It's
into
almost like the biblical story of Joseph, 7 years of famine and 7 years of plenty.
exactly, but in the
Yeah.
financial markets, it's usually 10-year cycles. Yes, within those 10 years of economic downturn, there are going to be short-term uptrends and all that. But yeah, it's very important for everybody to know that we are in that cycle, right? And so
Yeah.
it's affecting everybody. It's affecting the stock market. Netflix is down, Facebook is down, everything is down, right?
Yeah.
And it's that reset that everybody, most people have been anticipating, right? So of course the domino
Okay.
effect is that some people, of course, people that used to earn heavily when money was circulating really well would have excess money and now be asking themselves, where do I put this extra? And then crypto becomes like an option, and the more money goes into crypto, the more the value of the crypto market increases. But now people are cutting their losses. They even the cryptos they have, they are selling it, to be able to meet up with their daily needs. So we're going to see the market sadly go down even much more than what it is now, because this is the beginning of the cycle. I won't be able to put a figure to that, but people should be aware of high volatility in the market, as the crypto market, is going to go much lower than this. We'll soon get to the bottom. One thing I told my community is that the crypto market is going to bounce back faster than the stock market, faster than real estate, faster than every other market. So of course, it's good for you to kind of put some of your wealth in that one that tends to bounce back really faster than the rest, right? But sadly, we are still going to see the market go down and much more. And even after that, aside from that, anyway, my recommendation would be find other things doing in addition to crypto, right? Find a side hustle, make extra money. I posted it on my status sometime last week that during economic downturns like this is when millionaires emerge. People that understand how to take advantage of situations like this. This is when they emerge. But you can't take advantage of it if you are stuck in the market and you are saying, oh, I've used all my money for this year, I'm waiting for the market to go back up. No, what you need to do is to look for a side hustle. If you have an existing business, it's time for you to increase your prices. If you were charging $100, start charging 110, start charging 120, start charging 200, right? Yes.
Okay.
Extra money to put back into the market, because you are buying whether it is stocks or real estate or crypto, you are buying it at a discount. And the easiest way to explain this is this: and I'm going to ask it to you as a question, right? If
All right.
if the price of BNB is currently $500 to one BNB, and one BTC is currently $50,000 to one BTC, and you have money to invest, knowing what you know about the future of money, the benefit of crypto, and you have money to invest to invest, would you not have bought them? Would you buy them or not?
Definitely.
You will, right? Because you know it will get to 100,000 and maybe $1,000. So now, still having that in your mind, right? You now look at the market again and you see the same coin that would have been 550,000 down to $280 and $28,000. Don't you think is an opportunity for you to buy it at a discount, knowing that there were individuals or human beings that bought it at $50,000 and at $500, hoping for 100,000 and 2,000? Why I'm explaining it this way is for you to understand that downturns like this provide entry points, low entry points, and discount opportunities for people and everyone to get in at lower prices, so that when it now gets back to that $100,000 that you envisaged, you would make much more money. So it's an opportunity for everybody to take advantage of.
Simply amazing, Franklin. Some other traders or experts would have just told you to either hodl or sell, but you've all heard it all. Get a side hustle and look inwards, and the answer will be there. So, Franklin, before we let you go, what do you have to say to people who have registered, who are ready to attend the Binance BCAT Africa event in Enugu State? What do you have to say to the participants, to the prospective attendees? What should they look forward to? What are your closing remarks? Let me put it that way, for people who want to attend.
All right. So Binance BCAT is easily the biggest cryptocurrency awareness event.
I love the way you use the word easily. Amazing.
Yeah. So if you are in Enugu State, if you're in Lagos or any other part of Nigeria, and you have the finance to find your way at that event, please do, right? It's going to be explosive. I will be there myself physically, and I'm going to be talking. I'm going to be discussing on some topics that I believe would be very impactful to you. And there are lots of other, amazing speakers that I'm sure you don't want to miss out on. So I encourage you, try as much as you can to be there. Don't miss it. And I'll see you there.
Oh, that's fantastic, simply fantastic. And just to add to what he said, I think there are arrangements for buses for people. Just click the link in the video description, sign up, register. The registration is free. Fill the form, get in touch with 1 or 2 numbers that are on the form, and there are provisions for buses to convey people from different parts of the southeast to the venue of the conference. So just do well to register, fill the form, get in touch with the numbers that are there. Definitely there will be buses to take people there. It promises to be the biggest blockchain in Africa, the Binance Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Awareness Tour 2022. Thank you so much, Franklin, for joining us and to talk about some of these things. To enjoy the rest of your day. And that will be all on today's episode of the Inside Blockchain Show. And just like I mentioned before, and I'd like to repeat again, the Binance Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Awareness Tour is live. It is only 4 days away, happening on the 4th of June 2022 by 9 a.m. at the Amadio Event Center, Enugu State, Nigeria. You can register by clicking the link in the description, the video description below. Just click the link. It will take you to the landing page where you fill the form. Registration is free of charge. I mean, what blockchain event can do this for you? It promises to be power packed. There will be giveaways, there will be freebies, and we have like a lineup of blockchain heavyweights that will be there that day to impact knowledge, to share value, and to empower people, millions of people, with financial freedom. And that's all for today. Check out our website, cryptotvplus.com, to get daily info on our programs. Follow us across our social media, Facebook and Twitter at CryptoTVPlus, and on Instagram at official CryptoTVPlus to stay updated with our updates. If you have any questions about the program, join me in the comment section below. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and tap the bell icon to stay updated when next we drop another exciting episode of the Inside Blockchain Show. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for staying with us. My name is Bobby Adike. See you next week.